In this video, I just want to share a few tips and tricks with you that I have learned in the process of using this app that I think you will find useful. First of all, the 3 pages that are from Rocketbook that you can download for free. You have the lined pages, you have the grid, and you have a dot grid, which is great for drawing shapes, anything that you need a little bit of structure but not this much structure. So those 3 pages are available. There are some others. There's like a behavior contract, and there are JPEG images, I believe, of these if you want to use them as image files. These are PDFs. And what I've done with these is to import them into GoodNotes. In our district, a lot of us are using GoodNotes for online instruction. So I've just pulled these PDFs into GoodNotes and I can write on them with students. You can provide students copies of these pages. There's also a blank, I believe there's a blank one of these. Maybe it's this dot grid that I'm thinking of that looks blank. When you print this one, it's so faint, it almost looks like a blank page. So one thing that I could recommend is if you don't want to have to get assignments to students on this special paper, give them one sheet of this paper and have them keep it. They would need to mark their class. So I'll mark, in this case, the Apple class. So you just put a mark in that circle for them. And then anything that they want to send to you, they want to Rocketbook to you, as long as it fits inside this black border, it will send. So, for example, they could use a regular sheet of notebook paper as long as it would fit into this margin. I tell you what, let's pretend that the notebook paper is red. So as long as that paper will fit into this margin with their writing on it, they can just lay their paper inside those black lines, scan with their phones, and then they can reuse this sheet. So you can give them one sheet, have them to reuse it over and over. Another suggestion is to take a piece of poster board, just regular, not the huge, well, you could use the huge piece, any size poster board. Use some black masking tape, mask off the edges, and you're creating your own template. So you could use that template to do any kind of scanning. You could make those boards to give to your students, and then they will be able to scan anything they want to you, as long as it fits inside that black margin. You would just need to enlarge this page on a copier. You could enlarge it even to like 11 by 17 so that anything would fit in there that students would need to send, and they're able to send you that. I had my students do a lot of activities with Postit Notes. So if they had one of those large boards, you could use Postit Notes. They could send you the scan of those. So you think about this, and the possibilities are really endless. You have options for graphing, you have options for essay. You can even take one of these sheets and create your own templates. If there's a particular graphic organizer that you want to use, you can draw that out and just duplicate that on a copy machine. And this will work just fine. All completely free. You don't have to buy anything. If you do decide that you want to purchase a Rocketbook notebook for yourself, I got mine on Amazon. They're completely reusable. You just spray water on them, erase them. You can erase them for a lifetime. So if you are concerned about the environment and recycling, that notebook is a very good investment. But one thing I will tell you, the notebook only works with friction pens. I love friction pens. I've been using them for years, and I had never even heard of a Rocketbook. But the one thing about friction is that they are heat sensitive. If you leave your friction notebook in a car in the summertime, your ink will disappear. You can sometimes put it in the freezer to recover it. If you cool that ink back down, it will come back sometimes. You never want to let your ink sit in your notebook for 30 days or more than 30 days. Erase every 30 days, because once it starts to set, it will fade a little bit, but it's hard to erase after 30 days. So if you decide to purchase a notebook, those are just a couple of things I've learned the hard way. I heard a story about someone who wrote checks with the friction pen. Friction pens are erasable, so if you need to erase, that's the beauty of it. But the person wrote their checks with friction and they left them in the car. The ink disappeared. So they had the checks in the freezer trying to get them to be delible again. But just points. If you want to get the notebook, I highly recommend it. But just be aware that those pens are a little bit strange. They do strange things, but they're great pens. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to email me. I'll be glad to help you if I can. And if you have suggestions for how to use these products, I would be interested to hear that too. There are lots of possibilities. So happy work with your Rocketbooks, and I hope to see you soon with another tool for teachers. Have a good day. Bye-bye.